What's going on? It's your personal vibe creator, Mr. Karim Bitar. And as you can see, I'm here with the young icon himself, Tendai. How are you, my brother?
Very good, very good.
Firstly, immediately, I've got a segment on my show called Drip or Drown. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it's big into the fashion. Can we hark at this, please? Can we just take it all in? The HSS higher British heritage, and that's without the H apostrophe E heritage.
Love that.
And speaking of heritage, I think you're definitely a man of music heritage because. I read a previous interview that you did, and it said that your parents, correct me if I'm wrong, originally ethnically from Uganda,
Yes.
released a gospel album there way back when.
Yeah.
I've got two questions. Number one, can you confirm or deny? But number two, did they teach you the tricks of the trade? Did they pass anything on?
I think for the first question, it is true.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
rumours are true.
The rumours are true. Well, they've done so much music, and I've definitely picked up on it. I think it was never a case of explicitly, like teaching me the tricks of the trade, but like I'm in the room while they're recording, or I'm in the room while they're rehearsing. So like I'm drinking it in. I guess what's the word? Like I don't know what the word is, but
Soaking it up. Like
I'm soaking
like
it
a
up.
sponge.
Subconsciously is the word. Yeah, like it's randomly coming into my head. Like I think they were never musicians, but everything that they did with their voice was so musical, I think, because generally speaking it would be either a cappella or it would be like, maybe there's a backing track, but all of these different harmonies and everything like that, they're treating their vocal as instruments. So that, I guess, fed into my own understanding of how to then use my voice, you know what I mean, Absolutely. And the importance of it.
And the fact that a cappella is stripped bare and it's so raw means that you need to be musically and sonically on point 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be in a choir when I was younger,
Love that.
Back at school and stuff like that. And when you're doing the kind of treble, alto and the bass and you're trying to match everyone together. Which one did I miss? Sorry, treble, alto, bass?
So tenor, alto, bass.
Tenor's the one I missed.
Tenor, alto, bass, soprano.
Soprano
is the highest.
Tenor, alto, bass. No, soprano, alto, tenor, bass.
There you go.
That's the one.
Yeah.
When you're trying to match the four harmonies together and stuff like that, you really realise how hard it is. So.
Yeah. I'm glad you said sonic as well, because that's like everything that I'm about, and I think it's so funny because I said to somebody the other day, learning how to marry different harmonies together, I guess is really a sonic thing, because it's like, how can everything sound-wise be one blend, and I think I do that musically, but they did that, with their voice.
And do you think there's definitely merit in the theory that because you were around that sort of stuff, you think your ear became almost sonically conditioned to 100%. Improve? I mean, I think certain stuff's genetic. Certain people are born with talent.
Yeah.
Let's face it, we know there's people who just immediately look at them, they were meant to do this.
They can take to it easy,
and I feel like you are one of those people. I want to give you a bit of credit as well. But
Thank you.
You were probably picking stuff up around the house.
100%.
What kind of instrumentation was lying around the house? What instruments were used a lot in the Tendai household? Or
there was a lot of it's like an African drum. It's like a small drum. It's like maybe this tool.
Yeah, what's it called?
I don't even know. It's not like a bongo. It's like we just called it drum
AD,
skin.
African drum.
African drum, AD. I like that.
Okay.
So it was that was in the house. So we'd like beat that maybe as kids. But mainly what was in the house was, funnily enough, thinking about it, it was mostly gear, like a tape machine that my mum, because all the stuff that they recorded themselves, It was in the house that they recorded it. So tape machines or like an old MIDI keyboard that is like, I don't know, like 40 keys or like a... which I all have, like I've like archived and I've kept them. Yeah, I've kept them because I'm like, I know how important that is. Do you know what I mean? And I want to be able to look back. You know what I mean? And I don't know, show it to my mum in 20 years, and it's like, oh yeah, look what I've done, and look what you showed me. So like, there's that. But
heritage,
exactly,
with an E. Heritage,
and I'm just like, there's a lot of gear in the house, even still to this day. Like mixing desks, tape machines, all of that stuff. That was. I guess more what I'm about now, what I mean? Like I mix all my own stuff mainly and I'm quite hands-on with that creative process, and I learned that from them. Is there ever a time where in your production or in your writing and when you're putting tracks together, have you used the old instrumentation because it produces a certain type of sound which you wouldn't get in modern technology? It really does. It really does. It's funny you say that because I recently bought a new an African drum. It's not new, it's obviously old, but like I bought it and I've had it in my room for maybe, I don't know, like a couple of months. But I was working on this record with Debbie, actually, who's also signed to this label.
Big shouts to Debbie, of course.
Big shouts out. She's really, really incredible. And there was this song that I just really... She was at my house and she was like playing with the bongos. And I was like, oh, bro, maybe I should just actually use this and record this. And I did, and I played with it. And I really found joy out of... You know, it was quite hard to do because obviously it's like I don't really have a mic that can pick that up in the best way, but it kind of took me back to the elements of being like, you know, this is old, you know, heritage gear. So it's like, this has to be captured in the best way and then mixed in the best way. So yeah, it really does take you back, you know, when you go back into the old instrument.
And I want to keep seeing these influences in your future music. I'm gonna keep an ear out for the AD. If I hear the AD, I'm like, hey.
Yeah, it was that.
I remember that one.
I love that.
We're both in the music industry, okay? A lot of the time in the music industry and in music journalism, I see the phrases genre bending and genre defying used way, way too much.
Yeah.
I think it's just bandied out there, and people, when they have nothing to say and it's a bit of lazy journalism, they throw it out there.
Love that.
Now, because of you have a very eclectic taste and sound. You can confirm the taste for me now. We've 100%. Just met.
Yeah.
But as in, I can tell you have an eclectic taste of music, but you've got an eclectic sound as well. And I feel your name is being attached to phrases like this. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it is a honest reflection of what is...
Me.
Do you know what it is?
Me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I go in different modes. You know, sometimes I really love it because it's like, yeah, you get it that, you know, I'm not just one thing. But then it can also be it's interesting you said lazy. I think it can be for need of a better word. Yeah, lazy. I think it's like no one should have a genre, really. You know, like,
absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? We should just all be making what comes from the spirit and not trying to put a name on it. But obviously we need to do that for consumers, right? Not for creatives. We don't really care what genre it is. It's just so someone who's listening to this type of music and likes that type of music can say, I like that type of music. I want to go to the shop and where can I find music like this? You know,
it's for categorization.
It's for categorization more than, you know, I'm never in a studio and I'm like, okay, how can I make a rock song today? Or how can I make a R&B song today? That doesn't really happen. Some people do that.
Yeah.
But that's not my story.
The thing is, I think it's beautiful what you were saying earlier about like it's got to come from the spirit. And I think the pure definition of an artiste is someone who is just generating and creating stuff, and then whatever comes out or whatever the output or product is, that's what you make.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
You guys can go call that. But I just wanted to hear from you.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to ask you that because you give me the impression that you're not boxed in. You want to just be free and create whatever music comes to your mind.
Exactly.
Or whatever music, like exactly like you were talking about Debbie seeing her on the drums. You're like, you know what? I want to use that.
Let's do that.
I want to do this. And you're not confined. So I wanted to hear what you thought about that.
Yeah. It's not ever something that I'm doing like, oh my God, I really need to be genre bending or I really need to like break the mold today. It just comes naturally. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't think it was.
Yeah,
I really didn't think you set out being like, I'm going to try fuck with these.
How can I like switch up? It's never that because that's not authentic and that's not like honest, you know? And I think it's just got to be, whatever you're making, it's just got to be honest.
I'm totally with you, bro. And listen, you're really still very fresh in this game.
Really, yeah.
But it feels to me, enough for like real fans of Tendai and stuff, it feels like you've been in this game for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, you've released 5 tracks.
Yeah, just 5.
Like last year we had Not Around and Infinite Straight.
Yeah.
And then this year you had the Garage You're On Lately.
Lately, yeah, and then Pressure.
And then you had Pressure, and then last month, Time in Our Lives, which you'll be happy to know. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter, but it caught a sweet pick on my drive time show.
Oh, I love that.
It had the focus of the day was that track.
Oh, thank you.
It was
so
fun.
much.
Please stop it. But I wanna hear from you about not only the track, but in the visuals, which in the video, the red robe.
Yep.
Talk to me. I know people must ask you a lot, but you got to tell the Beat London listeners.
I think, do you know what, Stokes? Like, I haven't even really been asked it. It's just like, I said it quite flippantly, really, in an interview that, I'm wearing, that's my mum's robe. And then, you know, people picked up on it. But like, that video to me is oh man, it's so important to me because I know that is more than a video. It's like a mission statement for the future of me. Like when I watch that video and I hear that record, it's like, this is who I can be as an artist, not just what that song is, but what that song says. There's an honesty to it, there's a sensitivity to it. And I think with wearing the red robe, which is what my mum wore while she was pregnant with me and pregnant with my sister, there's a symbolism of birth or, rebirth. And I think that's everything that song was to me. I had a conversation with a producer friend of mine, Casa Progression, and he said something to me before the song came out, actually. He said, because he had heard the song, he said, when I think about that song, bro, like that song is like who I feel you should be as an artist, or who I feel you could be as an artist. And I thought about it quite long and hard, because that's quite a big statement. That's a very big statement for someone to say.
And
so
he's heard what you've done before, and this was the time where he said that. Do
you know what I mean? And I've known him for some years, so like for him to say that, I really had to consider it. And when I did, I realized that there's something going on in this record that speaks to people beyond what I've done before. So I really wanted to, through the video, convey a sense of not just capturing a moment, but setting a precedent for what will come. And I think with that video, there's a princely air to it. There's a royalty that is somewhat conveyed in that, which I feel.
You look gully in the video. Even the way you're moving.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm so glad that yourself and people can see that, because that was something that we really, really, really considered. Myself and Ethan and Tom, phenomenal directors who really can communicate artist vision in the best way. But our working relationship since Infinite Straight up till now has just really grown and matured up to this point.
I think let's say in a decade's time you look back on that video, and for you personally it might not be the moment which, let's say, your fans mark down, but it's the moment for you where your star was born, or you birthed the star, let's say, and you look at it, you look back at it in 10 years and be like,
it was then.
It was then.
I knew.
That's when I started flying.
Yeah.
That's when I started flying.
But
that. I'm a big fan of the track, to be honest. We've been running it a lot at the Beat London. We're loving it. And I want to take you straight on to talking about visuals.
Yeah.
Of course, you're an artist, producer, writer. But it seems like you have this love for involvement in the visuals. And I feel like you're impacting the creative vision. I know you're talking about Ethan and others you've worked with. How much do you like impacting the visuals of what you put out, which accompanies your music?
Yeah, I think that for me, the visual aspect of music for me is just as important as the music. I think, especially because the way I understand my music, people are like, it's quite cinematic, or they'll say it's quite visual music. So I'm like, if that's the case, I need to make sure that the visual image is just as rich as how I feel the music is. So like, I'm quite hands-on, especially with the Time in Our Lives video. That really came from a drawing I did that, I was trying to think, okay, what could this video look like? Where?
Where, yes, sir. I asked you.
I drew
Do you
it.
remember?
Where? Well, I drew it in a book that was like a book of mine. I can't remember where. Actually, I do remember where I drew it. I was in Leytonstone at the randomly, innit?
I'm from West, but let me shout out Leytonstone as a big anyone from Leytonstone listening. Come on.
I was at Leytonstone station actually. I was just in the waiting room. I had my book on me, and I was just thinking about what this video could look like. Yeah. And then these things were just kind of coming out of my fingers. Yeah. And then it took me maybe 2 or 3 days to finalize the drawing. Yeah. And then to their credit, I sent it to them, and I was like, guys, I think it's this. And then they did it. Well, we done it similar with Pressure. That video came from a drawing that I did, and then we kind of built the idea around that again. But yeah, it's everything I'm saying, man. I just think I need to be part of that process, because if I'm not, I felt that in the past where like there's a disconnect, and I look back on that creative output and I don't look back on it with a fondness, because I potentially didn't involve myself as much as I should have. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's always, for any artist, and
it represents you.
It represents you.
This video is part of a package of what you're putting out into the world, just creatively. So why wouldn't you want to be heavily involved in it? But it seems like you definitely have an eye for it as well. So
thank you.
I'm a fan. And I wanted to ask you, so we've covered director almost, film director, writer, producer, artist. very recently, you were heavily involved in your 0207 Def Jam's, I'm going to call him Label Mate.
Label Mate.
Stormzy's This Is What I Mean, the album.
Yeah.
As an executive producer, I want to ask you specifically, how did you lend your talents from this bag that you have? You have a very deep bag. So
deep bags.
What did you pull out of the bag to give them for this project?
I think a lot of it was, things that I physically did. But to me, what I felt the most impact from was conversation and my ability to be somewhat of a rule breaker, but mostly because I didn't know any of the rules, because I'm just, at the time when they had asked me to do it, I hadn't released any songs yet. So I didn't know what an artist is supposed to do on their third album, and I hadn't even worked on a first. So, me being in a room and saying, this song can be the single, there's no reason why this can't be.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no. But then some other people in that process, not that specific process, but someone who's doing a third album might feel like they need to sort of stick to a thing.
Yeah.
Whereas, exactly.
I feel like they're almost, the raw creativity has almost become, not tainted, but they're now working within the structures of like industry thinking, or like, whereas you're still coming from the raw,
it's just me in
perspective
my bedroom,
of
exactly.
you're just giving your just raw perspective, which is unaffected by, let's say, the industry or how it works.
Exactly,
and stuff like
exactly. It's that naked eye. Do you know what I mean? To just be like,
naked eye is the perfect way.
Like I'm just. There was a lot of things that we did in the studio that really helped the record along. But in my head, the time working on that album was just so much conversation, so much really rich conversation, and so much understanding of the mission statement of what this project needs to be and what it needs to do and how it needs to feel. And I guess I lent a voice to that conversation.
And I'm glad you did, man. And long may it continue, obviously, with your own music, but it's nice to see your talents being appreciated elsewhere as well, especially for your teammates as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Really? I have a question.
Yeah.
This is when it's gonna get interesting. Not even a question. I got a little game for you.
Okay.
But you're gonna be the one who decides where this goes. So, tendai.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how well you know like quizzing and stuff like that, but there's a phrase, and I think there was a film after it called Starter For 10.
Starter For 10.
I don't know if you heard that, but like a starter for 10 is like you get 10 points if you answer it.
Okay.
Today we're gonna play Starter For Ten-dai.
Okay. I love that.
And the drip is currently present. You see both of us here doing our thing. If under this hat are two quiz questions.
He's got
all right. So let me put the drip there.
That's right.
We got general knowledge, 5 questions. Or we got general knowledge. Apologies, look at me, I'm losing my mind with this. General knowledge or music.
Oof.
These two here. There are 5 questions on each. Which one do you want to go for?
I'm going to go for music.
You're going to go for music?
Yeah.
Sensational
it's calling
stuff.
to me.
We'll talk about this one off air. Maybe you get some afterwards. Here we go. So Starter For Ten-dai.
Yeah.
This is the inaugural game, of course. Okay, question number 1.
Yeah.
In which year did The Weeknd release his debut mixtape, House of Balloons?
Oh, maybe let's switch. Can
we switch? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I won't know answers like that, no.
You might, listen, tell you what, let's run.
Should we run it? Okay.
Do you want to switch?
Let's switch.
You're allowed.
Let's switch.
You want to switch?
I'll make that choice, yeah. Sorry.
Music, gone.
Music's gone.
General knowledge, back in. But listen, these are just as hard, bro.
I'd rather those than that.
Are you sure?
Potentially.
All right. Which film director
Okay.
directed the London 2012 Olympic Games ceremony?
Is he like a famous one or not?
He's a very famous one, yeah. And obviously you'd have to assume he's British, right?
He is British. And it wasn't Guy Ritchie, it was... That's mad, my mum was part of that. I should know that. He is British.
He is British.
Film director.
And I'll tell you what, I'll give you a clue. It's not Guy Ritchie.
It's not Guy Ritchie.
You're right, it's not Guy Ritchie.
It's not Guy Ritchie. He's a famous film director and he's British. And his first name starts with the letter... I'm looking for clues.
Am I giving you this one? D. 5, 4, 3...
I've lost it.
2, 1. Danny Boyle.
That's what I was thinking when I said
like
Guy Ritchie.
I feel like you knew. That's the thing. All right, question number 2.
Yeah.
When I walked in, you were eating some Walkers. According to the Walker's Crisp website, which Walker's Crisp flavour is the most popular?
It is either cheese and onion or randomly, in my head, I'm thinking Worcester sauce. Nah?
You got to pick one, man.
I'm trying to get.
You got to pick one. I can't give you that. I like you, but I can't give you two.
Let's go for cheese and onion.
And you'd be right with cheese and onion. Yes, sir. That's 1 in 2. Cheese and onion. Very good, by the way. I wouldn't have said cheese and onion.
Yeah.
Geography. So you've had film, you've had food. Geography. Which city is the only city in the world to be located on 2 separate continents?
Oh. London. No. As in the name of the city.
We'll cut that one out at the end. No.
The name of the city or the actual
where
place?
It's situated, sorry.
2 different continents.
Sorry, I confused you there.
Okay.
Which city is the only city in the world to be located on 2 separate continents? So where it is means that it's in 2 separate continents at one time.
Top of my head. Do I get clues for this game or no clues for this game?
Hey, okay. The continents are Europe and Asia.
Okay.
5, 4. I feel bad giving it.
It's a city.
3.
It's a city.
It's a city. 2, 1.
Singapore. I don't know.
Istanbul, because Turkey,
of course,
covers some part of Asia and some part of Europe.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Sport.
Yeah, okay.
Which 3 countries will host the 2026 World Cup?
I don't know. I'll stand up and say I don't know.
I'm actually going to give you a clue in this one.
Okay.
They're the 3 countries who are part of NAFTA.
Oh.
Does that help at all?
Part of NAFTA, 3 countries, and they haven't done it before. I'm going to go in blind.
I think one of them has done it before.
One of them has?
Yeah.
I should have put music. I don't know. Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to give you, this is going to be like a huge clue, but if you don't get this after, I'm going to kick off. Me and you, we're going to have words off camera. NAFTA is the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Okay, so the United States...
Bang, bang.
...is one of them.
3 countries.
Okay, and United States is one of them.
Yes, sir.
And they're all part of that.
Yes, sir.
So the United States of America is one of them. Oh, but it's North America, so it's not South America. And then...
What's next to the US?
Jamaica?
Close enough. 5, 4...
Was it Jamaica?
3,
oh, the Caribbean,
2, 1.
Mexico, I don't know.
And the third country is the one above North America. Where's Drake
Cuba.
from?
Oh, Canada.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got there.
Hey, I'll give you that one. We're going to give you that one. 2 out of 4. Sticky. Last but not least, music.
Okay.
According to the company Who Sampled, which male is the most sampled artist of all time?
Oh. Oh, Sting's got to be in
and
there.
that's your general knowledge.
That's general knowledge.
Back in that.
It's got to be, I'm going to go with Sting.
Sting?
Probably not Sting, though.
It's a rogue shout, but I like it.
It's Robe, because there's maybe Nile Rodgers.
No, but not a bad shout either.
Oh, fuck.
You're closer with Nile Rodgers.
Closer with Nile Rodgers?
Much, much closer.
Okay.
Black artist.
Black artist. I just had it for a second there. He's a black artist. He's similar to, he's been sampled bears. He's the guy who done Funky Drummer, no?
I don't want to say too much. This one, I can't. Music, I'm not going to give you clues.
Okay.
His surname is a colour.
Holy shit.
5, 4.
His surname is a colour.
3. I'm going to name 5 colours, actually.
Okay.
And it's one of these. Red, yellow, green, brown, purple.
Oh, James Brown.
My brother. Hey, we'll give you that one.
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
Little round of applause from me. There you go. Did you wish you picked music?
I don't. I know that I wouldn't have. Can we see those questions?
You want to hear the music questions?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
randomly.
All right, very quickly, I'll run you through them. In which year did The Weeknd release the debut mixtape House of Balloons?
I don't know, 2014.
2011.
11, okay.
2011. Did you know, I'm not even going to do did you know, what body part of Rihanna's was insured for £1 million in 2007?
Bum.
No.
Leg. Really?
She won like Celebrity Legs of a Goddess, like the award, and then Gillette, the company.
That's mad.
Wild. I wish I could win something like that,
That's
but
mad.
I don't think I got it in me.
Leg of a
maybe summertime.
Leg of a Goddess.
What year did Stormzy headline Glastonbury Festival?
20. I should know that, but 2019.
Bang on.
Was it?
Yes, sir.
Hard.
And then last but not least, which hip hop star has the second most #1 albums in the US after the Beatles? So
Well,
the
it's gotta be
Beatles
Drake.
Drake's third.
Oh, he's a hip hop artist. Jay-Z?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, we'll be.
So you'd have smashed
I would have smashed that.
music. You should have trusted your instinct. You know what, brother? You did your thing. You did your thing. They're hard.
Yeah.
They were very, very hard.
Yeah, the general knowledge one.
Let me put the drip back up. You know what I'm saying. Come on now. Last but not least, bro, it's been an absolute pleasure sitting down with you. I don't want to take up too much of your time, man. You're a busy man. It's Friday night. We want to go out there. We want to fly. We want to be free. What's coming up next for you in future? Just what's happening? Talk to me. Where you see how you set the tone of time in our lives. What's coming next for you in the future?
I think
the near future.
The near future is delving into a slightly different sonic. We're going to put out sort of 3 songs that are in a slightly different sonic, and then from there have a bunch of sort of small drops that show different aspects of my creativity, everything about me being a musician and everything about me being a producer and everything about me being a songwriter. So it's like, because all of these facets are really important to me, so I really want to put them out in a way that's like, this part is this part of me, this part is that part of me, and that part is that. And instead of trying to do them all at once, do you know what I mean? So yeah, we can look forward to a lot more music in the first quarter of next year.
That's all I ask.
Yes.
That's all I ask.
Yeah.
That's all I want, man. Looking forward. And I'm excited to continue to see the kind of these elements come out of you. Do you know what I mean? I think every song is going to show us a different element or something from your 20 years plus experience of working with music and stuff like that. So, bro, I'm very excited.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us, bro.
Thank you for having
me. No, anytime at the Beat London here, the door's always open for you, bro, if you want to come in.
Thank
all
you.
right? And maybe I'm overstepping the mark here, but if there's ever a project in future and you need a feature on it,
I love that.
My brother, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Legend. Ten-dai there for the Beat London.